Let's see how we can set up a brand guidelines document. We go to File, New, and this is the size we are going to use, 1920 by 1080 pixels. We need 25 pages for the case of this tutorial. Then we create. Before we start placing any content on the page, we need to create the foundation of our layout system. So the first thing I'm going to do is to define our content area. Much as our artboard size is 1920 by 1080 pixels, we are not going to use the entire space. The edges of the page are not where our content should live. So what should we do? We need an intentional space around our design. So I'm going to draw a rectangle. Then I'm going to remove the fill. We are creating the intentional space I've talked about. So what we are going to do, we are going to divide or reduce the height and width by 120 pixels, and amid is the center of our artboard. So let's reduce it by 120 pixels by 120. And the height by 120. This is not about making the rectangle smaller. It's about creating the system. So this flame, this one we've just created, becomes our invisible structure behind our entire brand guidelines document. So let's press I'm pressing Ctrl C and Ctrl F to duplicate a copy of this. Then what I'm going to do is to go to Path, then split into grids. Let's make the number of rows 6 and the column gutter 25. Let's use 25. And then OK. Group the rows, then go to Object, Path, split into grid. Now let's work on the column section, 12, and let's maintain the gutter, 25 also. So I'm going to select all this, then group it, create a copy of it. You can choose Ctrl C or Ctrl X. So I'm choosing Ctrl X. Then I want to paste this to these entire artboards. So I'm pressing Ctrl, Alt, Shift and V. Let's turn this into grids. So I'm selecting everything and then press Ctrl 5. To turn them into grids. So in our next tutorial, we shall see how to place text or content inside the layout we've created.